Well, good afternoon. It's Longhaultanker Straight Razor Shaving with Longhaultanker, and today's Monday, the 27th of January 2025, and it is approximately 13:40. That is 1:40 p.m. Central Time. Yes, we're in Central Time. I had to think about that for a second, and we're going to do and I am in Hull, Hull, Alabama, just south of Montgomery, just south of Selma, Alabama. And there's a fairly new Love's truck stop here. And it was nice to have a hot enough, and what I mean by hot enough shower is that you turn the water all the way to the hot position on one of these rotating dials, hot. And it gives you hot, but that's it. There's no more turning room on the knob to give you more hot. And it's hot enough and it feels okay, but you just kind of wish maybe there was just a little bit more. And so this one doesn't have it. But I'm okay. It was hot enough. That's about as much as I can say for it. So let me pull up the razors for today. And I usually here lately, I've been bringing 3 razors with me on the road. One for the head shave and 2 alternatives for the face shaves. Take turns depending upon how long I'm out. So we've already used both of these, but I'm going to go back to the ever favorite Taylor Eyewitness. What's that say on this? Taylor's Master Barber. And of course, this is a Sheffield, England, post 1891. Now I'm told by a very reliable source, there's nothing on the little number, I think. Nope, backside's clear. A reliable source that Taylor Eyewitness ceased to do business in Sheffield, or ceased making straight razors approximately 1920. It was either 1924 or 1934, and which, if that's true, then I've got the other one, Taylor Eyewitness I've got is a mint condition vintage, and it's remained in mint condition all those years from 1924 to when I bought it just 2, 3, maybe 4 years ago. All right, so there's that. And this was honed up on a conical. And my soap for today is Mitchell's Wolfat. Lovely scent, as if you like the vintage scents with the lanolin and all of the goody stuff that comes in this, then you'll love them. And some people complain about, I want you to watch this, about how difficult it is to lather up Mitchell's Wolfat. And so for our brush today, I'm still using, I brought 2 with me, like I often do, to alternate between the 2. And I got the Badger Shave Mac Americana little brush, about the same size. But I also have this, and I broke it in, debuted it before I left home, Zenith. And it's supposed to be a 28 to 30 millimeter knot. I'm not sure I believe that, but boar bristle. And so we're gonna knock all the water out. And so here we've got the puck and a brush, boar bristle brush. And it's been soaking for the last 20 minutes while I've been in the shower. Had a haircut, by the way. And I shook all the water out of the brush, shook all the water out of the jar here, and it's lathering up just fine, excellently, in fact. And so I'm going to scoop out what's left in the jar with my hand. I'm going to work it in my face as kind of a pre-shave rub, which is something I like to do. And I've got 4 days of whiskers. Last shave was on Friday in the early morning hours. Well, about 8 o'clock or so, 8:30, 9 o'clock. My delivery, I was in Odessa at the end of last week. My work week started, this is day number 9 on the road. This is my 3rd shave on the road on this trip. And so what, today's Monday, so I had a Amarillo load that loaded a week ago yesterday in Point Comfort, Texas, and got loaded there and cut across country of Texas to Amarillo. And that was a fun load. Amarillo's always, it's got good miles on it. And I got back to the yard, I guess it was Wednesday, must have been Wednesday. So then the next load was back out to Odessa. And it looks like that's going to be a regular location. Because I've done 3 out there, and my boss said the other day that last week that there were 5 loads going to Odessa. So, and I've heard of some of the other guys saying, yeah, I got an Odessa load. Going to that same place? Yeah, going to the same place. So there's a lot going out there. All right. And it smells just fine, and I can smell and feel the lanolin, and it's okay. And so that delivered had to be Friday. I had 3 flat tires. I ended up having I think I made mention of the Colorado load, Greeley, Colorado, that I was supposed to go on, and they took it away from me because I didn't have enough hours to get there. It was going to take me at least 20 hours, and I only had 15 hours left on my drive clock, and that was insufficient. And I asked him, you still want me to take the Greeley? And he said, oh yes, I want you to take it. I said, I don't think I've got enough hours. And so I got back to the yard on Saturday. And I'm thinking I'm going home because I don't have it, 15, by the time I got to the yard, I had 15 hours left on my drive clock. And sure enough, he put me on another 2-day load to Alabama, which is, just to the east, just south of Phoenix City. So here we go with the Taylor Eyewitness, hung up on a caudicle. Now, let's move away from the truck driving for a minute because I got some things I want to say about shaving, honing, stones, and a gentleman that I will regard as a master honer and well worth watching and emulating as much as you can, and that's Greg Gallant. I was very impressed with the last yesterday's video from Greg Gallant, and a shaving video. And I guess Greg made a reputation for his honing videos before he started doing the shaving videos. And I remember not long ago, within this 2024, that he started doing shaving videos, and that's all great. That's great. And so he was doing a test shave, 2 Puma razors, the exact same model of razor, and honed one up on what's called a black shadow. I know nothing about that stone. And an Escher. And when he says Escher, I assume he means the brand name of a Thuringian that is actually an Escher. And I may have to go back and watch the honing video to confirm that fact, but he calls it an Escher. I'll take his word for it. It's not just a Thuringian, it is an Escher, labeled Escher Thuringian. Okay, good, fine, that's great. And so, in fact, I may watch that this afternoon because I'm out of hours. I've got 1 hour left on my 70. I got 1 hour left on my drive clock. When I stopped here, couldn't go any further. And that's fine. That's, I'm gonna, tomorrow I get back about 12 hours. So I'm gonna do what they call rolling hours. If you're familiar with the hours of service regulations, I don't have to do a 34-hour restart on the road unless I want to, or my boss wants me to, which I'm not going to do. I requested time off. Well, I should get time off, don't you think? We're not a nation of slaves, and we haven't been since 1865. And so I guess I get a couple of days off after working 9 days. And so this comparison shave between the Escher and the Black Shadow with 2 Pumas, exact models, duplicate models, was a very interesting, his conversation was very good. It's just the easiest way to say it, very good, very artful. And describing the feel and the sensation of the edges on his face. And he said there was a noticeable difference. He gave he called the Escher edge a softer edge, presumably a more comfortable, that's what he meant, a more comfortable shave than the Black Shadow. Okay, And I wrote him in the comment section last night that his comment that it was a softer, and I took that to mean more comfortable, does his evaluation of the Escher compared to the Black Shadow, and not knowing anything about the Black Shadow, did not surprise me one bit. And the reason it didn't is because when I look at an Escher, I wish I knew more about the terms slate versus other kinds of, what is a slate, what is not a slate, what are those that are not slates, what are they called? And so when it comes to the character and the makeup of a stone, I know that Arkansas stones are made up of novaculite, which is a crystalline structure. I don't know what kind of stone they call that. I've never heard the term slate used in reference to, and I don't even really know, but I do believe I've heard the term slate used in reference to a Escher. A slate is one that I do believe gives off slurry, and the Escher does slurry just like the conical. And so I'm going to do a little bit of a comparison here. I don't know enough about the crystalline structure or the geological structure of an Escher as say compared to a conical or a novaculite Arkansas. And that's the only kind of Arkansas there are, those that are novaculite. And I will say that the place I get my knowledge of these kinds of things, and what little bit I think I know, comes from Keith Johnson. And maybe some other places I read as well, talking about particularly Arkansas, novaculite, crystalline structure, and versus, he talks some about conical and the garnets, and I've read a good bit about conicals and garnets over the years. I used to talk some years ago to Howard Schechner at The Perfect Edge, and he's a big conical fan and the garnets and so forth. But he back to the Escher, Thuringian, Germany, stone. There's a write-up over at Timber Tools website on Thuringians, and I posted it in the link in my comment last night. to Greg, and it's an excellent article on the website about something a little bit about the history, but also about the composition. And one of the things that was said about the composition that has always stuck with me since I've read that article years ago, and I read it again last night. And actually, I read it about a week ago, just kind of coincidentally, and then again last night. And that is the substrate on an Escher, Thuringian, is chalk. Now, I don't know what role that chalk plays, but I've heard people talk over the years about using chalk as a finishing substance, that it produces a very, very smooth polish and edge. And so when Greg says he felt like his Escher edge was smoother or softer, and I took that to mean smoother. You know, because it's always the contrast between smooth or soft, like a conical, which this edge is, or something that's more crisp, like an Arkansas or a synthetic. So I thought Greg's shave and a little bit of a talk there talking about the Escher was very interesting. In contrast, of course, he was doing the contrast with the black shadow stone that he was comparing the two edges, the two razors. But as he was talking, he made passing reference occasionally between the Arkansas conical, and that's where I naturally picked up, that's what I naturally picked up on, was the contrasts between the Arkansas. Because I love the Arkansas stone. I think it's one of the most versatile. I've never done it, but I've had plenty of people, a number of people tell me that it can serve as a platform for the JNAT, the little stones you work up a slurry. I've never done it, and I don't have any interest in doing it. And that kind of goes back to another side tangent that I've made reference to not long ago, is that you don't have to be a master at everything. If you've got the time and the money to just pour into the stones, I would love to have an Escher, but I say that more out of fantasy than I do any real sense of practicality. Generally, Arkansas stones, the translucent, the surgical black, hard black, and the true hard, their finishing stones, and I'm speaking primarily of dimmed whetstones. I think you can get a razor as sharp as is humanly possible on an Arkansas, equal to any synthetic. Just my opinion. And I've got the Shapton Glass 30,000, and you can get a razor plenty, superlatively sharp on that. Now, and then compare that to the Arkansas, and you're going to have a pretty tough time deciding. Yeah, they're equal. I can't tell the difference. You might tell the difference between the synthetic and the natural, but as far as saying which one is sharper, which one is giving you a better shave, they're going to be, or when I say better, I mean crisp is what I mean to say. And so, and another stone I'll put in that same category is the Zulu Gray. I'm a huge fan. Now, see, I would put the Zulu Gray in the same category as the Arkansas Navacolite. I don't know what the crystalline structure is of a Zulu, and what kind of sediment, what kind of, et cetera, what geological characteristics the Zulu has. It does slurry ever so little bit, whereas the Arkansas does not. Yeah, when I thought I was going out to Colorado, I needed to get some more food supply from my wife. And so coming in from Midland, Odessa, through Dallas and down I-45 into Houston, I came across what they call the Grand Parkway, Texas 99 through Spring. And I met up with my wife, and I pulled the truck in behind our neighborhood Walmart, which was kind of funny because there was plenty of room there. And I told my wife, I dropped her a pin, you know, on your map program, you can drop pins or send pins. And here's where I want you to meet me. She said, I don't know if I can get back there. I said, just go there. That was funny. Well, I don't mind saying that I'm tired. The load that went to Odessa, Midland, Odessa, loaded on Thursday at 12 noon, and it delivered at, and I think I made mention of this in my last video, it delivered on Friday at 8 a.m., which technically is an illegal load because it doesn't give me enough time for driving and taking a 10-hour break between stopping time, which I stopped at 11:30 p.m. that Thursday night, and it was supposed to deliver at 8 a.m. And so there was no time to take a 10-hour break, so it's an illegal load according to hours of service regulations. And so my boss said, well, just let me know when you can deliver it. And I shot him a text message the next morning, so I'll be there at 10 o'clock. And I was at 10:15. And that's when I ran into the truck stop at about 8:30. I think, you know what, I'm gonna give me a shake because I had like 3 or 4 days worth of whiskers. And I look like a wild caveman. Well, we've kind of gotten out of the cold snap with the freezing temperatures, and so one thing I've discovered, it seems like always something happened in my truck, is that the air conditioner has gone out again. And I think I got one or two uses out of it before it collapsed or before the cold weather struck. Well, I kind of run out of gas. Okay, I think I can live with that. Yeah, I put a couple of swirls of new soap on my brush. I wanted some fresh soap. It was starting to play out. Whatever. I forgot to do my finishing strokes. This. Oops. Got soap on my, it don't matter. So unless I hear any information to the contrary, I'm gonna be in Beaumont, Texas at the Love's Truck Stop there tomorrow night. And I may go in and do a 24-hour shave. That is to say 24 hours from now with 24-hour whiskers. And we'll see. I may wait presumably I'm going to have my home time so I can refresh my iron and they can work on my truck, get that AC working. I think I may have a wheel bearing seal problem as well. All right, so that was the Taylor Eyewitness. Good razor, excellent razor. And then now we're going to go to a Dovo Colonel Ichabod Conch. And for years, this has been kind of a problem child, but I think I've finally gotten down to some good steel. Because when I've used this for a head shave over the last couple of times, it's been satisfactory. Yeah, that feels pretty good. Now, I don't remember what kind of edge is on this, but probably a Chapin glass synthetic. My problem, I've had two, serious problem child razors since I've started this hobby. And both of them now are shaving, and one of them was a very, a whacker that just gave me fits for years, but I think it's doing much better now. And it's a shame too, because it's a beautiful razor. It's got beautiful horn scales on it. And it's a 1-incher, 8/8. So I want to compliment Greg on the video that he did last night, or yesterday, because it was entertaining for sure. Did I say that I did a haircut with my clippers, my wall clippers, earlier, which I did before the shower? I hope I said that, because I don't usually try to get my lines very exacting. On on my first head shave right after doing a haircut. It's just it's too hard to see those old white hairs. Now, things go. I may do the 24-hour shave in Beaumont tomorrow night, as I had already suggested, but I may not. And if I don't, then my next shave will be at home, I hope. All right, just about done. Thank you for staying with me for so long. We're at 59 minutes here in a few seconds. I'll go back to the truck and do my post-shave cleanup and stropping. And let's see here, okay. Oh, nice and smooth. No, very little stain, just enough to know that you shaved your face. I got no real nicks, had a little nick right there, but it was so slight, it was almost didn't matter. Nothing on the head. And nothing on the back of the neck. All right, there's that. All right, Taylor Eyewitness, Mitchell's Wolfat, the Zenith Boar Bristle Brush, and the Ozma Alum Block is what we use, and that's it. I'm done, and I'm at the Lutz Truck Stop in Hope Hull, Alabama, and hopefully I'll be home Wednesday morning. We'll see what happens. Good to see you. See you down the road. Bye.